Kelly, it's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
So it's been a while since our last meeting, so I wanted to do some review about what your expenses are.
Sure.
So if you want to go ahead and tell me just like a list, if you would like to rank them from the most like important expenses that you have to pay every month.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you have expenses that you don't have to pay, but ones that you have to pay or priority expenses, like listing them that way.
Well, the first would be rent. And then I have course board. And these are the same amount every month, and I always have to pay them, so they're the top of the priorities. There's credit cards that I pay once a month, and then I need the list. I need my budget in front of me to remember everything. But
are you making student loan payments, or have you not started that?
Not started that yet.
Do you think that with your new job increase, you could afford to make payments on those?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I know you were finishing your graduate degree. Have you finished that, or are you going to finish that?
It's kind of on hold right now, so I'm thinking I might finish it in the future, but not right now because I have a pretty great job, and so.
Okay, so technically, you still are a student, grad student. You haven't officially resigned from that yet?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so do you think it would be possible, like, so if you had to rank your student loan debt versus your credit card debt, which would be the most important?
Right now the credit card debt.
Can you tell me, like, why that is the most important for you?
Because I don't have to pay the student loans yet, and so I don't have a huge amount of disposable income to put out towards student debt, and that's going to be something that is going to be regular every month for almost the rest of my life. So I'm kind of trying to put that off until, my job takes off a little bit better and I'm more stable.
And once it does, do you plan to make payments on those?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know around what that would be every month, roughly?
I'm thinking about $300.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask what your student loan debt is? A ballpark figure?
I'm not sure, but it's almost $200,000.
Wow, that's quite the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you think, I've been wondering about your student loan debt just because, as I'm sure you probably know, it accrues interest as you're in school and whatnot. So I'm wondering if, with your new job and salary increase and getting that established, of course, if you would be able to put some money towards that, at least to maybe go towards the interest. That way, because in the long run, you'll be paying more if, like, the longer your loan, the more payments you have, the more interest that's going to accrue, and the more that you're going to end up paying it on it long term.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, like, once you get your job established and a steady paychecks coming in for probably at least, I would say, a month or two.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe putting some of that towards the interest of your student loan debt, because in the end, if that's not possible, I think you might end up paying more interest than you would otherwise. But the longer the loan term is going to be, the more interest they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
There's just something to think about that I just wanted to bring up with you.
Yeah, that is interesting. I'd have to compare, like, what. It's a huge loan, so it's hard to compare, how much of a dent can I put in the interest right now versus if I waited and took care of my credit cards, which are like 23%, or something crazy like that. And
that's your credit card interest?
Yeah.
Have you thought about contacting the credit card company you currently have and asking if there's any way to lower that interest rate?
Oh, I haven't.
That might help you out with, you probably would want to try to keep the same, like, minimum payment and now that you have a salary increase, maybe increasing that minimum payment even more, because you already said, correct me if I'm wrong, that you were making more than your minimum payment. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Maybe even increasing that might help.
Right. My thought initially was to have the credit cards just be the priority and just get them paid off as soon as possible.
So if that's the case, then I think it might be of interest for you to possibly contact the credit card company and see if
Yeah, I hadn't thought
they
about
are
that.
willing to lower your interest rate, or if there's a way to maybe work towards lowering that interest rate.
Yeah.
Because
Great.
I've heard that that's possible for that to occur.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been making the monthly
Yeah, I've never heard
payment, the minimum payments on
Yeah.
time, and have you been
Mhm.
doing that,
Yes.
following through with that?
Yeah, and I've had them for over a year and a half, so.
What credit card company is you want me asking?
Citi? No. I have no idea.
Fair enough. I'm just wondering if it's like a well-known company. That's
It
why I
is.
asked.
It is. It's like
It's
one
like
of the C ones.
Countrywide or
Yeah. Uh huh.
'cause
Capital One. That's
Capital
what it
One,
is.
okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Because they're one of the credit card companies. They're in the top 5 of.
Mhm.
I've read they're in the top 5 having the highest interest rates.
Yeah.
So if there's a way to lower that interest rate, and
Mhm.
sounds like you'd have a at least a solid chance.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst they could say is no, we can't lower that. So at least
Right.
you know you've exhausted that option.
Mhm.
If you've been making the minimum payments on time, or
Yeah. I didn't
even
even
double
know
that
that could be done.
if possible.
So. Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that it can be done. I've never actually tried it myself,
Mhm.
but I've done some research, and it's been a way to increase your income, I guess, if you could think of it. Lower your expenses, and then that
Right.
way it would increase your income.
Mhm.
But it would be over long term, because then you'd be paying less interest. So you may not see that in the large sum right away, but as you make the minimum payments or more than that at your lower interest rate, you would see that difference in what you would save, and therefore I think that would allow you to pay off the credit card debt faster, which
Mhm.
seems like that's a goal for you. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Are there any other debts that you would like to have paid off but haven't thought about it due to your
Yeah, I have a
job
vet bill,
situation?
actually, $1,000 vet bill that I've been working on, and that's like probably maybe even higher priority than the credit cards. at
Does
this
that
point.
accrue interest?
Oh,
vet
it's
bill?
a really small interest, but
Have you
You know, it's a-
researched if that interest has gone up?
no, it's a small company, and they don't normally do this credit thing, but since I had a horse and I transported on weekends and things when their normal business hours was off, they just billed me. And so
I see, okay. So it's
I'd
very
like to bring my
unusual.
horse back. So I need to get that bill down so that I can bring my horse back and they won't refuse.
What would you
care.
have to pay on that to?
It's about $1,000.
And what would you have to
Oh.
pay on that to bring your horse back?
Oh, I was gonna pay it off
Pay it
completely
off-
before I
pay
bring
off
her
that.
back. Yeah.
Is there a minimum that you would have to pay? Let's say if you
No.
can't pay it all.
No, they just like to see that I'm paying something every month. I get emails every now and then. Hey, how's it going? You know?
Okay. So they're
But
kind of
it's-
itching for wanting at least some kind of
Yeah,
payment.
exactly. And I've been doing that. But it hasn't been a set amount. I mean, some months when I'm hurting, I only send 100, and then other months I send 300. You know, it
Yeah.
kind of depends on.
So how close are you to paying that in full?
Oh well, it's at 1,000 now. It
Oh,
was
it's
higher.
Oh, it was higher. I see. I thought it was like 1,000 total. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are working on that,
Mhm.
and you said you haven't asked your credit card company. Like, did you not know that you could do that? Or?
No, I didn't know I could do that.
I mean, it's worth a try. I mean, if you have a good credit history with them and have been
Mhm.
making your maximum, or do you mind if I ask what the minimum payment is on that?
Well, I have 2 credit cards with the company, and one is $80. Oh no, it's not $80. That's what I pay. Like the minimum is like 70, and then the other one is $25, and I pay 30.
Is there a possibility with increasing that even more?
Yeah, in fact, not the end of this month, but the end of November, I'd like to up that.
Because